Dialogo. Miss Weatherby, might I ask whether I may be allowed to borrow the ledger? Mr. Fenimore, I'm afraid you cannot take it from the office, but you may read it here under my supervision. Miss Weatherby, thank you ever so much. I am most grateful. Verbos. To apply for permission. To ask about an opportunity. To agree to a proposal. To object to a request. To be allowed into the hall. To depend on one's capacity. To succeed in completing the task. To assist with a duty. Orations. I'm afraid I cannot attend the rehearsal this afternoon. She is able to recite all 3 verses of the anthem by heart. May I be permitted to speak with Lady Arkwright? He was not allowed to leave the estate after dusk. They can certainly manage the arrangements on their own. I could not find the document, though I searched thoroughly. One must ask before entering the drawing-room. Are we allowed to walk in the orchard unaccompanied? She might be able to assist with the correspondence. He cannot play the violin, but he is most eager to learn. We are permitted to use the east wing for our meeting. I am able to lend my support, if it pleases you. I was not granted permission to visit the archives. May I inquire whether the guest list has been finalized? Could you possibly assist me with this ledger? One cannot simply barge into the conservatory unannounced. They are allowed to host guests on Sundays only. She succeeded in convincing the headmistress to postpone the recital. We could ask for another extension, though I hesitate to do so. He is quite capable of resolving the matter with dignity. The matter of permission at Elderberry Manor. The morning mist still clung to the hedgerows when young Miss Cecily Tremaine approached the front door of Elderberry Manor, a folded letter pressed tightly in her gloved hand. She had risen early, intent upon securing permission from the housekeeper, Mrs. Faversham, to utilize the grand salon for a rehearsal of the upcoming poetry recital. Though Cecily was more than able to coordinate such events, she was also most aware of the decorum required when requesting the use of family space, especially in a household as rigidly maintained as Elderberry. Upon entering, she was met by the tall and solemn Mr. Bowes, the butler, who glanced at her with polite curiosity. "May I be permitted to speak with Mrs. Faversham?" she asked with the utmost deference. "I shall inquire at once, Miss Tremaine," he replied, disappearing into the west corridor. After several minutes, Mrs. Faversham appeared, her keys jangling softly at her side, her expression unreadable but not unkind. "I hope I do not trouble you," Cecily began, "but I wish to inquire whether I might be allowed to make use of the salon this afternoon, for a modest gathering of verse." Mrs. Faversham folded her hands over her apron. "As I recall, Miss Langley has already reserved the parlor for her embroidery society." "Indeed," Cecily replied, "but I do not require the parlor. Only the salon, and only for an hour or 2. The housekeeper considered. "You may, Miss Tremaine, but do take care not to move the pianoforte, nor the chairs. The carpet was recently brushed." "I shall not touch a thing," Cecily promised. "I am most grateful." And so, with permission granted, Cecily gathered her companions, Miss Elspeth, Miss Jane, and Master Clive, and they assembled in the high-ceilinged salon. The walls echoed faintly with their voices as each read a verse from Cooper or Byron, and Miss Elspeth, though shy, recited 2 stanzas from memory, proving she was indeed able to overcome her usual timidity. Shortly before tea, Mrs. Faversham peeked in, perhaps curious to see what sort of mischief had, or had not, unfolded. Finding the salon spotless and the recital nearly concluded, she gave the faintest nod of approval and departed. Later that evening, over seed cake and elderflower cordial, Clive remarked, "It seems to me, Cecily, that you can accomplish just about anything you set your mind to." Cecily smiled, not proudly, but contentedly. "Only," she said, "when I am permitted to do so, with grace and by proper request."